Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
You saying that I was a statutory rape
That's
baby?
not what I said. Y'all went to the blogs and let them cut and chop and screw. That's not how that went.
What blogs?
Wherever you got that information from, it's not true. It wasn't said. That was not what was said. You allowed.
I listened
no,
to
you
it.
didn't. They cut. You listened to what they cut and paste.
Okay.
But anyway, come on, dog.
This
Okay,
is why
what else?
That's why I tried not
Okay,
to.
what else?
I was trying to address some of the things, but obviously it's not going to get past that. So.
No, we're not.
All right. I can't deal with, Tony's up and downness.
Cause I'm a boss.
In today's video, I'm going to be talking about toxic mothers and relationships. And honestly, it just comes down to normalizing dysfunction. And basically, when it comes to toxic motherhood, it starts with mental health neglect because the mental illness goes untreated. And a lot of times we see this in single motherhood because there's no one else there that they can take that out on. And we see how they take it out on their children. So it's rare to find a toxic mother who is mentally sound, who's mentally healthy. It's very rare. And, we see this a lot in Black communities, brown communities, because we don't go to therapy. We look down upon therapy. We look down upon getting the help that we need to deal with trauma and past experiences that we've gone through. So toxic mothers always bring up what they did for you, like you were not their responsibility because of the choices they made. And toxic mothers are very overbearing. And sometimes they use you in place of a spouse, a man. They will use you as if you are their spouse. And sometimes they will take it out on you if they are having money problems. Sometimes they will take it out on you if they're having career issues, like they can't find a job or they hate the job that they're in. So they'll take it out on you and make it seem like you are the root of all of their problems. Or if they're insecure, they will take it out on you. Another thing that I want to point out, it's very clear that Blac Chyna's mom is jealous. She's very jealous and very envious. And sometimes I question, I'm not going to go too much into this, but I question if colorism is a thing. Is she jealous of the fact that her child is lighter than her? Is she jealous of that? Is that an issue within the Black community? Dark-skinned mothers jealous of their lighter complected child. Is that a thing? Are they envious? Is it because they're treated better because of society and the stereotypes that they label darker complected Black women? These are questions you have to ask yourself. These are some things that I wanted to bring to the surface. Honestly, I think when it comes to colorism, you guys should know my stance on that. I do feel that darker complected women are treated differently, and I sometimes feel that mothers will take that out on their child. So these are other things that I would love for you guys to talk about and discuss down in the comment section. But let's go ahead and take a look at this clip, and I'll be back for the remainder of my commentary.
You got problems. You need to get straight. You need a therapist.
You know what
You need a therapist. Put that down. Don't blow that smoke in my face. Be a real one for 1 minute.
Why? It's you.
Okay, what might
It's
this
you.
be? Back
It's
up.
fucking you.
Really?
It's you.
Okay, come back again.
It's fucking you. You're the problem. Get in my face.
Nobody took care of your ass but me. I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
5 days.
You put your hand in my face again, girl.
5 days.
You're gonna stretch your ass across this motherfucking kitchen. You better keep your motherfucking hands out my face.
5 days.
Don't touch me no more. You do it again, I'm gonna rock your world in this motherfucker.
So rock it.
Don't do that. Keep playing with me.
All right, bye.
Do it again, bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Get out my house.
Bye, bitch.
Bye.
I'm gone. I hate you. Boot the ass, bitch. The fuck? Get me the fuck out of here.
After completing research for this video, I did a lot of research on Tokyo Toni, and I couldn't help but notice that she has gone through a lot within her life. She has had some horrible experiences. At one point, she was homeless. At one point, she came out saying that she was raped, she was abused. She's dealt with domestic violence. This woman has been through hell. So at some point, you have to ask yourself, well, how did she get here? And this is how she got here. She never dealt with those inner demons. She never dealt with the trauma. This is a woman who is in her 50s or 60s who is dealing with that little girl inside of her that's hurting. And she's lashing out and she's taking it out on everyone around her, including her daughter. And it seems like in single motherhood, we see this a lot with single moms. Because there's no one else there to take it out on, they go for the child or they take it out on the child. So in this case, Blac Chyna being the only child, her mom is taking all of her frustration, her trauma, her abuse out on her. And it's affecting Blac Chyna in such a negative way because it's just another form of abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse. And it's really sad to watch. It's really sad to see all of this play out. And, you know, we have to give Blac Chyna some credit because having a mother like that is not easy. And in my eyes, she is a success. Yes, she was a stripper. Yes, she did this and she slept with this, but I mean, like, she literally came from nothing. She literally didn't even have a mother that she could go to get sound advice. So when you look at her, you have to give her some respect that she made it out. She made something of herself. A lot of people don't have to agree with how she did it or who she is today. But when you look at her mother and when you look at what she had to go through as a child, you have to give her credit. You have to give her respect. Now for her mom, I can't even, you know, just go in on her because I see the little girl in her who's hurting, the little girl in her who needs therapy, the little girl in her who needs to acknowledge that she has gone through some things and she needs healing from it so that she can move on and be a grandmother to her grandkids. But if I was Blac Chyna, I wouldn't want someone like that around my kids. I would not want that because I don't want them to experience what I went through seeing that I'm her daughter. Another thing that I wanted to point out is, how do you identify a toxic mother? And a toxic mother can be overbearing, belittling, can always attack your physical features. Example, like if they're always on you about your nose or your mouth or your face structure, or maybe having a little too much hair. And I'm speaking more for women because this is what I have seen growing up with certain friends. When your mother is jealous of you, envious of you, so for them to deal with that jealousy or envy, they belittle you. They talk down to you. They verbally abuse you and they make you feel worthless. That is a toxic mother. And if you have tried to have conversations with them about their behavior, about their treatment, and they refuse to acknowledge it, they refuse to address it, they refuse to correct their wrongs, then at that point, it's up to you when you reach the age of 18 to decide if you want to continue a relationship with that person. But if you find yourself miserable, you find yourself depressed, unhappy, you find yourself at your lowest when you are dealing with your mother, then to me, it's simple. You need to distance yourself. And when it comes to family, some people feel like they're obligated not to, because that's family, that's blood. But you deserve more. You deserve to be respected, regardless of who this person really is. If it is your mother, you deserve to be respected. You deserve to be loved. And that's not love. Being talked down to, verbally abused, emotionally neglected, that's not love. That's not love at all. And it's really sad that it's your mother. It's really disappointing that it's your mother. It's really sad that you can't go to your own mother. But at the end of the day, you deserve love, and you can find love outside of your own mother. It's not the same. Is it difficult? Yes. But it's worth it. It's worth not being in the slumps. It's worth not being down all the time and not being depressed or looking at yourself like you're unworthy of real love because your own mother neglects you. And it's really sad. And honestly, when it comes to Blac Chyna and her relationship with her mom, I really think it's something that will never be fixed because her own mother won't acknowledge the fact that she has a mental health problem. She has a mental health issue. And we see this a lot of times within the Black community, mothers who refuse to get treatment for the mental illness. So I'm going to be wrapping up this video with a question. And the question is, what can we learn from Blac Chyna? What can we learn from her relationship with her toxic mother? And the first thing that really stuck out to me was moving on and being okay with not having that relationship. How do I find healing outside of wanting that relationship with my mother? How do I find understanding and purpose with knowing that that is something I will never have? And how do I stop the emotional neglect and abuse and make sure that I'm not passing that down to my children? Because we don't want the curse to continue. We want it to end with myself, with me, with her. So how do I do that? Another thing that I want to point out is that sometimes we want a relationship with this loved one so bad to where we're not thinking that there are other options out here, you know, and the other options are you could find a mentor. You could get your advice, that motherly advice, through a friend. You know, you could get that motherly advice through a friend's mom or a friend's mother. It doesn't always have to come from your blood. And you have to be okay with that, you know, and, you know, not be a victim in the situation and just rise above it. And I think even though Chyna seems very depressed within her interviews when she was promoting for her show, I think she didn't play the victim because she has made a great life for herself and her children. Her children look happy. Her children look like they have no care in the world. And they just seem like they're just very happy, healthy children. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. Whether you're a single mother or whether you're in a marriage, you want your kids to not feel or experience that same neglect that maybe you went through. So when you look at her children, they're always happy, they're always smiling, they look like they're being loved, and that's what truly matters. So that's all that I have regarding this video, you guys. Comment down below. I would love your opinion on this topic. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I upload, and I'll catch you in my next one.